Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today we're gonna work in another episode of Smash Your Stash with this beautiful paper block. To start with, we are gonna pull some pieces of paper because I have 20 pieces of paper, I think 21 in this. I'm pulling 4 pages because I'm planning to do 5 different projects. Because these pieces of paper are 8.5 by 8, we're gonna trim a little bit to have perfect squares. So here we're gonna just cut half an inch and we're gonna keep the difference. For this project I'm using this envelope puncher board because my paper is 8 by 8. My envelopes are gonna be a little bit big, but this punches is very convenient. This is let's say the traditional envelope. I use them a lot because I have a lot of pen pals and I like sending them mail in pretty envelopes, and scrapbooking paper is really good for that. Since I have this done, I'm gonna do the same with the rest, and I'm gonna put that in very fast camera and I'll be back. Alright, it's time to fold. So it's very important that you fold in the right side, and so you don't have to suffer like I do. I'm using this hopper of a folder, and so it's a bit hard to check on the lines when you make the score in the wrong side of the paper. So be mindful when you're using the envelope board, but it's easy enough, I think. And so this envelope is almost done. We just need to glue it. I feel like the corners are not quite what I want, so I'm gonna use a puncher to have rounded edges. Here I'm not gonna cut more on the envelope. I kind of like the finish on the envelope like this. So it's time to paste it. I'm gonna use my liquid glue because I think it's very easy to use and it's very comfortable too. And that's it. My envelope is pretty much done. I'm gonna use my file folder and close it, and I'm gonna do the same with the rest, and I'll be back. Alright, I have my 4 envelopes ready and I think that they look super cute. Okay, moving to the next project, we're gonna also make envelopes this time, but they are gonna be different envelopes, just in case you don't have a puncher. Okay, we're pulling some more pages here. Okay, so to start with, we need the rectangles, so some large pieces. So I'm gonna use my paper cutter. So I'm having half a half, meaning that we're gonna have 8 envelopes. So I'm gonna score a little bit here, like this is gonna be the bottom of the envelope, and then I'm gonna turn it around and I'm gonna score about an inch for the closure of the envelope, like so. Once we have this, we practically have this done. I'm gonna do this the same with the other pieces of paper. Alright, now that everything is folded, or what I have to do is just match together like the pieces of paper and in the parts that are scoring, and then I'm using my file to just have crisp edges, and then I'm meeting the pieces of paper or the marks of the paper together, and then I fold. And something that I like doing with the envelope still not glued is using my scissors to cut in place. So I'm just gonna cut this part and leave in the middle, kind of cutting triangles or in the diagonal cuts where the marks meet, because that is gonna be the closure of the envelope, and it's gonna be a lot easier to close when it has a diagonal shape. And so I'm cutting this part and we should be ready to glue. So I'm gluing here the bottom of the envelope. I'm trying to fold it because we will need to glue still, but it's hard when you have an like a very small size closure. I should have thought about making it a little bit bigger, but I decided not to do it and try to learn from these mistakes. It's okay to do this, but maybe I should have thought about how hard it was gonna be to close it. So to apply glue, I apply glue in the two sides of the paper. So I make sure that the paper is not moving. Because everything is folded already and it's cut already, it's very easy to apply glue and make sure that everything is in place. And now it's done, and the top is also something that I need to fold, like this, and that's it. I'm gonna do the same with the rest and I'll be back. Okay, we have now completed our project. We have 8, and I love the designs of these, and I have 2 of each color, which is very fun. So that's it. The next project is probably my favorite, and I'm gonna use these 3 pieces of paper because they are all different designs, trying to use different designs for each one of the folders or each one of the projects. And I'm not gonna use this one because it's repeat, but I'm gonna use the orange, which is gorgeous. And I'm thinking I'm just gonna put this in here and just keep it closed. They are very beautiful pieces of paper, but now I'm thinking that I actually use this a lot, so I'm gonna pick one more piece of paper because I have 21 and I can probably use this one here because this is my favorite project. Okay, so all what you have to do is just fold it any size you want because we're gonna make a folder. Like this is the size that I probably will use a lot, so I'm just gonna fold it like this and then meet again all the corners together and fold yet again. And I'm gonna unfold, and I'm not gonna cut in there, but instead I'm gonna just fold it like that, and I'm gonna make a perpendicular cut like so, right where the paper meets the other one. I do not like much this cut, so I'm just gonna fix it. And I'm gonna kind of make a round corner in here just because when it's rounded it looks cuter. And here we go. And I'm sorry my hands are shaking. I have been doing some physical weight with that and it's just shaking. Anyway, so now all what is left to do is just pasting. We apply glue on the sides. And that is it. You have your beautiful folder, perfect for sending things to your friends, or if you want this to add this to a journal, you can do it too. I like sometimes putting this kind of on the side, not pasted to the journal at all, just putting this on one of the pages. Alright, I'll be doing the same with the rest and I'll be back. There you go, we have 5 folders now, all very cute and ready to send to my friends. Okay, for the next project we're gonna again use 4 pieces of paper. I'm gonna use this beautiful pattern paper in green, orange. I'm gonna choose this one and this one. I have many florals and happy paper, but I'm thinking that I have 2 reds, so I'm gonna have to change something with this red one, probably this floral, and I'm gonna use this for the last project. So all what we're gonna do is just make into pockets. We fold once, like we leave a little bit of blank space, and then we fold twice, and that basically has our pockets made. As you can see, I have 2 pockets, 2 long pockets now that I'm gonna make in 4 because I'm folding this piece of paper like a wallet, right? And it's a little bit thick in the middle, so make sure that you are pushing it right and fold it correctly. And that's it. All what we have to do now is pasting. Because this piece of paper is long, make sure that you apply glue all the way through, like so. I'm applying glue all the way through my page, and then you fold. The first fold is gonna be like this, and the second fold is gonna be only, of course, the shorter part. And I didn't apply glue, I think, at the on this side, so I'm just gonna apply more glue here, and that's it. We have our new project, and it's ready to use. I'm gonna do the same with the others, and again I'll be back. Okay, we have them done. They look super cool, just like wallets, and I have 4 of them. Super cool. For the last project, we are gonna use all the rest of the paper, which makes me super excited because I was looking forward to finish this paper pot. Alright, I'm gonna fold it in half, the 4 pieces. Yes, the 4 pieces, I'm folding them in half. And then I'm gonna cut it in the middle. So we're gonna have 4 pockets. Let me show you how these are done, because this is super cute and very easy to make. So just arrange your paper in the way you would like your pocket to look like. In my case, more or less like this. So this is the way that I actually decided at the end that I was gonna do. I didn't glue anything yet. All what you have to do is just fold it, make a mark, and then cut right there. So I'm using my paper cutter, and this is gonna be my pocket. But from the leftover, we just invert the pieces of paper, and we're gonna have another pocket. Let me show you how it's gonna be looking like, but first let's paste this one. Of course, you're gonna apply glue on the sides and on the bottom of each one of the pockets. I usually would put this in fast camera because I'm a very slow crafter when it comes to glue, but let's just go with the rhythm of the crafting process. It usually takes me a lot longer than most people, I believe. So I hope that you don't get bored. But I think that these pockets are super cute because they are very colorful. And the best part of using the same paper pad is that most designers have color coordination between all the pieces of paper. So even if you want to use a piece of paper that is in the bottom and combine it with the one that is at the very first page, most likely they are gonna combine. So it's perfect to make this kind of projects without thinking so much or choosing paper. Okay, this is the leftover, right? So all what you have to do is invert the position and you have a second pocket. And it's perfect to add to journals, it's perfect to add to cards. Sometimes I put a very basic card with stamping or whatever, and inside of the card I paste one of these pockets with a flower, a card, a flower, usually a note, a letter, and gift card or something like that, and it's just so pretty. So these pockets are perfect for doing that. You can also send it to your friends or to your family. I mean, it really is up to your imagination. So as you can see, we have a second pocket from the same part of the paper pack. And we're gonna have 4, but I'm gonna have to get out and I'll be back. We are basically done with the projects, but you remember I said that we're gonna use every single piece of scrap that we had from this paper? Well, these little pieces of paper were left from our first project, do you remember? So we're gonna use them as belly bands for one of the pockets. And I'm doing this because specifically these pockets, they usually get very bulky when you fill them up, and I know that by experience. So I'm gonna make them a belly, a paper belly that is gonna allow us to close. And so I'm gonna add a flower here. As you see, I just pasted back to back, and then I just put the flower on the top, and that is it. I think it works. And I did this with the orders too, and they look super cute. So we're done. This is our first product. Beautiful pockets and more pockets, and then we have these envelopes. These are very useful for me because I sent a lot of mail. And then we have our envelopes, of course. And finally, my favorite one, just because I use them a lot, is these folders that I love them so much. I really love them. And they are super easy to make, as you have seen. So if you like this content, please consider subscribing. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.